Hi, welcome to today's class. So this is Fit and 30 with V. So today we're doing a stretch class, but we're going to go through a little sequence that you do in yoga called sun salutation. And the sun salutes basically warm up and stretch every single muscle in the body and also help to open up all the joints, so your hips and your shoulders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the sequence slowly, stretch by stretch, and then we'll put it together in a kind of flow. And there's different variations of this. So the one that you're seeing today might be different to one that you've done previously. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stand. I'm going to face forwards at the moment, but I will turn to the side in a second. We're going to stand and just have a little look at our feet. When you stand with your feet together, you might notice that you've got one foot slightly ahead of the other. And that puts your hips out of alignment. So say my left foot was slightly ahead of my right, my left hip would be turning in slightly, and then my spine is twisted. So always be aware with your big toes that they're level with one another. Have your big toe joints together and a little gap between your ankles, and spread your toes really, really wide. And there's four corners to the soles of the feet. So we've got two either side of the heels here, and one at the ball of the foot and one at the little toe side. And then we've got the arch in the foot. And we want to try and make sure that our body weight is evenly spread through those four corners. So we're not rolling out, and we're not rolling in. And that helps maintain the alignment for the knees, the hips, and the spine and the neck. All right. And the arch in the foot helps lift up the pelvic floor. It's like a trampoline where we press down through the four corners of the feet, and then we get this lift up through the body, up through the pelvic floor. Get the diaphragm doming. So we've got three domes. We've got the arch of the foot, we've got the pelvic floor, we've got the diaphragm, and that gives us this feeling of lifting up. So check that your hips, knees, and toes are pointing forwards, that the weight's evenly spread around the four corners of your feet, and then get this sensation of lifting up through your spine. Draw your chin back slightly, so you're not jutting your chin forwards. Draw it back slightly. Feel like you're being hooked up by the base of your skull, and you have this energy coming up through the crown head. So we start to elongate. And as we elongate, a bit like an elastic band, if we were to pull it at both ends, it becomes leaner and leaner. And it's the same with our physical body. When we elongate, the navel draws back towards the spine, and we get rid of any kind of bulging forwards at the front, and we start to create strength in the core. Roll your shoulders back and down and have the palms facing slightly forwards so your chest feels nice and open. So we're not rounding our shoulders. We're opening up the heart. We're lifting the breastbone without pushing the ribs forwards. And when you stand in this posture, mountain pose, all right, you really notice the difference in your breathing. You notice that there's no pressure on the spine. You've got space between your vertebrae. And the core feels strong. So this is where we start in mountain pose. So I'm going to come to the front of the mat in mountain pose. And then I'm going to bring my hands to the heart. Now, as I breathe in, I'm going to imagine that my spine is rising. So it's like I'm breathing up through each vertebra. So as I breathe in, I get this rising up through my spine, and simultaneously I'm going to take my arms up, lift the rib cage out of the waist, and take a little arch back with a gaze up. And then as I exhale, I'm going to bring my hands back to my heart and come into a neutral spine. So again, as I breathe in, I'm going to breathe up through each vertebra. Feel like I'm lifting my rib cage up and out of my waist. I take it into a little arch. And then as I exhale, I bring the hands back down. So again, as I inhale, I lift up through the spine. You've got to get the lift up through the spine. And then you get a little bit of an arch in the upper spine between the shoulder blades. And then you exhale and bring it back down. And feel this nice stretch at the front of your abdomen. So as you inhale and you rise up, you get a nice stretch at the front of your abdomen. So stretching your abdominal muscles, you're starting to open up the shoulders and then bring the arms back down. And as we move with our breathing, it creates heat in the muscles and heat around the joints. So every time you go into this, you might find that you go into it a little bit more deeply each time. So it might start off that if you feel quite stiff, and then eventually your body starts to warm up and you can create a deeper arch. So we'll do one more of those. Lengthening at the front of the body, opening up the shoulders, stretching the abdominals, flexing the spine. And then we'll bring it back down. And now we're going to bend the knees. Bend the knees deeply and rest your forearms on your thighs here for a moment. Now again, make sure the weight's evenly spread over the four corners of your feet. And your knees are deeply bent, so we're not getting a particularly deep stretch here in the hamstrings. But what we do want to look for is a nice flat lower back. Now, if you're comfortable there, you can stay there and let your head drop. The head drops, but the shoulders lift up and away from the ears. If you're comfortable with it, you can drop all the way to the floor. And then once you're down at the floor, you can have a little sway side to side. Loosen up any areas that feel tight. Really try and let the spine release, let the neck release. But remember, the shoulders are lifting up and away from the ears. And then we very gradually press the feet into the floor as if we're pushing the floor away. And then we lift up from the backs of the thighs here. So we start to get a stretch into these hamstrings and a stretch into these calf muscles and a stretch into your Achilles there. So gradually press away from the floor and lift up through the backs of the thighs. We don't want to lift up here in the lower back. The lower back wants to be nice and flat. And then from there, everybody, we're going to inhale, come all the way up again. Lift the arms, breathing up through the spine, lifting the ribs up and out of the waist. And then we're going to exhale and bring the hands to the heart. So let's put that together. We're going to inhale, lift the ribs. And now as we exhale, we bend the knees. We start to fold forwards, either resting the forearms on the thighs or bringing the fingertips to the floor. And then we lift up through those sitting bones, release the neck. And then on the inhale, bend the knees. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bringing the hands to the heart. Let's do a few more of those. So inhaling, stretching up through the front of the body, opening up the shoulders. And then as we exhale, bend the knees. As the fingertips get to the floor, we lift up those sitting bones, stretching the whole of the back of the body. And then we bend the knees and we inhale and come all the way back up again. And then we exhale and bring the hands to the heart. So we inhale, we stretch the front of the body. As we exhale, always start with the knees bent till the fingertips get to the floor, the forearms to the thighs. Then lift up, stretch out your hamstrings and the back muscles. Bend the knees, inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. So we're going to inhale, gaze up. And as we exhale, bend the knees, fold, lift your sitting bones. And then we're going to bend the knees, inhale, come all the way up. And we'll exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Now this time, do it again. We're going to inhale, gaze up, and we're going to exhale, and we're going to fold. Now I want you to stay here, everybody. So now the next move that we're going to do is we're going to take a big step back with the right foot until we're on the ball of the foot, and then we're going to look ahead. What I want you to aim to get here is a nice right angle on this front knee. And check that front knee is directly above this ankle bone. You don't want the front knee back. You don't want it ahead. Directly above that ankle bone. Check that that front knee is pointing forwards in the same direction as your toes. So we've got to get good alignment on this front knee. And then I want you to tuck the back toe under there and really tuck the toe under and push the heel away. So instead of the knee being bent like this, I want you to really straighten that leg. So we get a nice hamstring stretch here. And then try and create as much length in the spine as possible. So you send your heart forwards and your shoulders away from the ears. Good. And then we're going to drop the back knee to the floor. We're going to root through the four corners of the left foot. So we're using our core muscles now to keep us stable. And we're going to inhale, raise the arms up and back, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Now pause here and breathe. So we've got a nice stretch coming up the front of that right thigh. We're opening our hips up now. We're working on our hips. And then we're lifting up through the spine. So we're extending up through our abdomen, opening the chest, opening the shoulders. And then we're going to bring the hands either side of that left foot. And we're going to exhale, step the right foot forwards, and we're going to fold again. Now hold that fold, press the four corners of the feet into the floor, lift those sitting bones, have a little sway side to side, release your neck. Make sure your lower back is comfortable. Remember, you've got the option of resting on the thighs if you can't quite make it all the way down to the floor. And then we're going to inhale, step back with the left foot. And then look forwards, look ahead. Check the alignment of your front knees. You want your knee directly above your ankle bone. We don't want it behind. We don't want it in front. So adjust your back foot so knee is above ankle bone and the knee and toes point in the same direction. And then with your back foot, tuck the toe and really push the heel away and feel the length in the hamstring here. And we're opening up the front of this hip. And then we're going to drop the left knee to the floor. We're going to point the toe away. Root through the four corners of the right foot so we're stable, engage the core so we're stable, and then we inhale, reach the arms up and back and open up the chest and drop the shoulders away from the ears. So what we're getting here now is a really nice stretch. It comes up the whole of the front of the body here. The quad is being stretched, the hip flexor, the abdominals, the chest is open, all right, and we're opening up those shoulders again. So this is called a crescent moon. And then we're going to bring the hands either side of that right foot. And we're going to exhale, step the left foot to the right and fold. And then from here, bend the knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Gaze up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. So let's put some of that together. Let's inhale, gaze up. And then we exhale and we fold. Bend the knees, remember. Then we're going to inhale, step back with the right foot, drop to the right knee, point the toe away into our crescent moon. And then we're going to exhale, step the right foot forwards, and we'll fold. And we'll inhale, come all the way up, and we'll gaze up. And we'll exhale and bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, stretch up through your abdominals. Exhale, fold, stretching the whole of the back of the body. Inhale, step back the left foot, drop to the knee, point the toe away into the crescent moon, stretching the quads and the hips. Exhale, bring the left foot forwards and fold. Inhale, come all the way up, gaze up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's go again. Inhale, gaze up, and exhale and fold. Inhale, step back with the right foot, drop to the knee into a crescent moon. Now we're going to pause here for a moment, everybody, and then we're going to bring the hands either side of the front foot. Now I want you to check out your hands for a moment. I want the hands either side of the front foot, and I want you to spread your fingers super, super wide. Get the index finger pretty much pointing forwards and press down the base of the four fingers and the base of your thumbs. And we're going to then step back into a posture called down dog. So we step back, we take the feet hip bone distance apart. I want you to bend your knees and push away from the earth and get the sitting bones high up towards the sky. So what we're doing here is we're lengthening the spine. We're opening up the shoulders. Now sway your hips side to side and you'll get a stretch at the sides of your waist and your ribs into your lats. And then we'll start to walk through the feet one at a time. And as we walk through the feet, we start to feel a stretch again into our hamstrings and our calf muscles and our Achilles. And then we'll start to release both heels to the floor. Now, if that creates rounding in your back, keep your knees bent. Only straighten the legs as far as you can where you can keep the spine nice and long, downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, we're going to come high onto the balls of the feet, bend the knees, and look ahead at the hands. Now, somehow we've got to try and get that right foot now between the hands. The easiest way to do it, everyone, is to drop your hands and knees and then grab it and bring it forwards. And then you know it's there with the correct alignment on that front knee. And then from here, we're going to exhale and step the left foot forwards and fold. We're then going to inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's try that on the left side. So we'll inhale, gaze up. And we'll exhale and fold. Inhale, step back with the left foot. Drop to the knee. Inhale into a crescent moon. And then as you exhale, let's check these hands. Hands either side the right foot. Now spread the fingers super wide. Get the index finger pointing forwards. Tuck the back toe under. And see if you can step that right leg back. Feet hip bone distance apart. Bend your knees. Push away from the floor. Open up the shoulders and lengthen the spine. And get lots of height in the tailbone. Sway side to side. Feel a stretch there at the sides of your ribs. And then walk through the feet one at a time, feeling a stretch into your hamstrings and your calf muscles. And then release both heels towards the floor, but keep a nice flat back. And then we're going to come high onto the balls of the feet. We're going to bend the knees, lift the head up. And we need to get the left foot between the hands. So the easiest way is to drop to the knee, step it forwards, and then exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart, and just relax your arms for a moment. All right, so let's see if we can put that together. I'm going to do it slowly, and then we'll try and make it flow a little bit faster. And you can use this as a warm-up for any of your other classes. So when you're ready, bring the hands to the heart. So we breathe in and we lengthen up through the spine. And then we exhale, bend the knees, fold, but lift the sitting bones once you're down there. Inhale, step back with the right foot into a crescent moon. Exhale into a downward facing dog. Inhale, step forwards with the right foot into a lunge. Exhale, step forwards with the left foot and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's try the left side, everybody. Inhale, lift up. And exhale and fold. Inhale, left leg back. Drop the knee into a crescent moon. Exhale into a down dog. Inhale, step the left foot forwards, lengthen the spine. And exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do it one more time on each side. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg back into a crescent moon. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward so you can kneel down to get it there if it helps. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more on the left. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg back. Take that into a crescent moon. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, step the left foot forwards, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then relax. Okay, well done. So we're going to think about moving the spine sideways. That was a lot of forward bending and back bending there. And also a lot of core work and strengthening as well as stretching. So let's think about the spine moving sideways laterally. So we're going to take the arms above the head. We're going to grasp the right wrist with the left hand. And then I want you to inhale and lift up and out of your waist. And then as you exhale, come over to the side. Now imagine you've got a waterfall in front of you and a waterfall behind you and you're stood in between them. So you don't want to get wet. So what you don't want to do is bring this forwards like this. You've got to keep the body in the same plane. All right, think about your head. Your neck is just an extension of the spine. So you're not turning the head down. You're not looking up. You're not bringing the head forwards. And every time you breathe in, lift the ribs in a little bit more, and that will create some space. And then as we exhale, we can come over into our sideways extension. And you get a really nice stretch. It goes down the whole of the right side of your body. And then we'll come back to the center. We'll swap it over. So grasp your left wrist with your right hand. And then as you inhale, you lift up. And as you exhale, you come over. And feel that really nice stretch. It goes down the whole of the side of your body. Lifting your ribs up and out of the waist. And then taking it over to the side. Let's hold that there for a couple more breaths. And then we'll come back round to the center and we'll release the arms. Circle the shoulders back. Let's come into a little balance. So link your fingers together. And then inhale, extend your arms up. And then see if you can come up onto your tiptoes and balance. So as we balance here, we're strengthening around our ankles. We're strengthening around our knees. And we're strengthening our core, so around the lower back. Keep drawing the arms back and opening up the shoulders. Relaxing into your breathing. Let's see if we can hold it for another 10 seconds. And then we'll exhale and release. We're going to take that left hand across, right hand behind and move into a gentle twist. Keep the shoulders dropping away from the ears. Keep the heart lifting. Keep the hip bones facing forwards. Just stay there for another 10 seconds. And then we'll come round to the other side. Let's take the right hand across, left hand behind, coming into your twist. Good, and then we're going to come back round to the center. All right, let's come down onto the floor. So adjust your camera if you need to. We're going to come down onto the floor. And we're going to lie down on our backs. When you lie down on your back, make sure that the back of your neck is long and your shoulders are rolling away from the ears. And then bring your right knee in over your chest and slide the left leg along the floor. So you've got your right knee in over the chest. You're sliding the left leg along the floor. And just start to circle into that right hip. Circling into that right hip. And then circle that round in the other direction. Just getting rid of any tension there in that hip. And then we're going to swap the legs over. So bring the other leg in. Right, hug it in so we're stretching into the hip. Do a few circles for me. See how it feels. Circling round. And then circle in the other direction. Good, and then release. We're going to slide both feet up and bend the knees. Take the arms out to the side, about shoulder height, and just let your chest open, let your shoulder blades spread, let your neck and shoulders relax. And now as we exhale, we're going to bring the right knee in over the chest. As we inhale, we're going to take the right foot up to the sky. Now pause there for a moment. Point your toe to the ceiling, and then flex your foot and draw the toe towards you. Point your toe to the ceiling and then flex your foot. And again, point your toe to the ceiling and flex. Now notice, keep that going for me. Notice when you flex your foot, you get more of a stretch into the calf and the Achilles there. All right. So when we want to stretch out the calf muscle and the Achilles, we need the toes drawing towards us. So let's flex the foot. Keep the foot flexed. Don't worry if this knee isn't straight, but if you can straighten it, try and straighten it. And then I want you to pull your navel to your spine to engage your core muscles. So with your core muscles engaged, I want you to slowly lower that straight leg down to the floor. And then we're going to slide the foot back up. So let's bring the left knee in over the chest. And then as we inhale, send it up to the sky. Pause there. And again, with this foot, let's point the toe to the ceiling. And then let's flex the foot and push the heel up. And again, point the toe to the ceiling. And then flex and send the heel up. And as you continue to do that, notice the stretch as you flex the foot in the calf and the Achilles. So if we want to get more of a calf stretch, we always need to have the foot flexed rather than pointed. So let's continue to flex the foot and hold. Try and straighten the leg, but don't worry if your knee is bent. And now pull your navel to your spine, so you're going to engage your core muscles. Keep the core engaged as you lower that straight leg with the flexed foot down towards the floor. And then you slide it back up again. So we're going to make this flow. So we're going to exhale, right knee in over the chest. Inhale, send the flexed foot to the sky. Engage the core. Exhale, lower the straight leg to the floor. And inhale, slide it back up. Exhale, bring the left knee into the chest. Flex the foot. Inhale, send the flexed foot to the sky. Engage the core. Exhale, slowly lower down. And then inhale, slide back up. And again, exhale, right knee in. Flex the foot. Inhale to the sky. Engage the core. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, slide back up. One more time. Exhale, bring the knee in, flex the foot. Inhale, send it to the sky. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, back up. Bring both knees in over the chest. Bring the forehead to your knees and do a few rocks side to side. If it's comfortable for you, you can hold on to the backs of the thighs and you can do some rolling forwards and back. And then eventually roll yourself all the way up, come up into sitting. Let's just sit with a nice upright spine, everybody. Let's let the arms relax. And to finish off, let's release some tension from the neck. Okay, so as you exhale, I want you to drop your chin to your chest and feel the stretch in the back of your neck. As you inhale, bring the head to the center. Relax the jaw. As you exhale, gaze up. Inhale, back to the center. As you exhale, turn the head to the right. Inhale, back to the center. And as you exhale, turn the head to the left. And inhale, back to the center. And then as you exhale, tilt the head to the right, let the left shoulder drop. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, drop the chin, the left ear to the left shoulder, let the right shoulder drop. And then inhale, back to the center. Imagine a dimple in the center of your chin and circle it round. And circle it the other way. And then turn the head to the right again, roll the chin round. And go the other way, keeping the jaw super soft. Twice more. One more time.
And then bring it back to the center. Circle your shoulders. And relax. And thanks for joining me today. All right. So hopefully see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of the day.